All right, today we got a neat little job in the balancer. Hang loose and we'll get into it. So we had a company contact us, and we get stuff like this from time to time on the industrial side of machine work. We do some industrial CNC stuff, but we had a company contact us with these fan castings, and there's some kind of blower. I don't know. It's some kind of industrial blower deal. But these are raw castings when I got it, and we just doing a sample. But the problem was the company called, like 50 machine shops, and some people could machine it, but nobody could machine it and balance it, and that was the deal. Or they didn't want to balance it, or whatever the case may be. But so they sent us, and I wish I'd have done a video on some of the other stuff, but they sent in the raw casting, and we had to machine it to thickness and to a diameter, and then we had to drill it and ream it, bore it, whichever way, but we reamed it, and then put a keyway in it. It's got a keyway in here for the shaft, and then it's got two opposing set screws we had to put in it. And so I had a little piece of tool steel shafting, TG&P, and so we used the shafting as our arbor to run it in the balancer. And I was really surprised. I just spun it. We'll spin it again, but the tolerance is 6 grams is what the print says. So they told me as long as it was under 6 grams, it was fine. But let me spin it, and I'll show you where it's at right now. And we hadn't done any balancing at all. We just set it up and spun it after we machined it. And I got it. I don't know how many RPM it turns in its application, but I've got it running on the balancer at the max RPM, which is 1,000. And I mean, you can feel the wind on it, so it's definitely moving some air. All right, so it's only 3 grams out right there, and I mean, it runs pretty true and it feels good. But if you can see here, it's only 3 grams out. So I'm gonna peck on it just a minute. I think we can get it down to a gram without too much trouble. But I'm gonna peck on it and just see if we can get it down to a gram, because this is gonna be the sample for this job. They want us to. I think really the truth of it is they had an offshore company making them, and that company, wherever they're located offshore, went out of business or had some issues, and they can't produce them. So this deal has pretty much, my understanding, got them shut down, and because they can't assemble the product because they don't have any fans. And after doing the first one, I don't know if I'm gonna do them or not, but maybe, maybe. But hang loose, let me get it all set up, and we'll drill on it a little bit, so we'll get a little closer. So we'll try that and see what it says. Because obviously the software will tell us what we need to do, but in this application we can't drill. It's just not like a crankshaft, because you're drilling on the face. So we don't have, exactly this deep and at this location like we do when we're doing a crank itself. So there's gonna be just a little bit of guessing involved, but I don't think it ain't gonna take much, no way. I mean, like I say, we can let it go just like it is.
That sounds like FedEx.
Yep, that's FedEx. Yeah, it really don't have much run out, even out here in that casting. It's pretty straight. Yeah, so that's 2 grams, so I got it down to 2 grams. All right, so is it still? Yep. So we still in the same place. So we'll do just a little bit more, and that should be money. Cause like I say, them 3 little pecks brought us down a gram. So that much again should get us down to 1, and then we'll be golden. Golden. When we had the old Stewart Warner balancer, it would do a really, you could really do a big, something big, and we used to do some fans, some steel fans that were like, I mean, they were that big. They were 2 or 3 foot, some of them, and they would, I don't remember, they were made out of stainless or something, and they would get cracks and stuff in them, and they'd send them in, and we'd have to TIG up the cracks, and well, we'd cut them out, you know, and then TIG up the cracks, and then rebalance them, and that was not fun. Not fun. Is that the keyway? Yeah, that's the keyway. There's the keyway. All right. Man, that thing moving some air. Yeah, buddy. Come on. That's what you want right there. So we're gonna let that ride a gram. That's better than brand new. So let me pop this thing out. Oh, let me save that condition before I forget. We can on this deal we can save the before and after condition, and then we can give a printout to the customer. And that way, you know, if you know, a lot of this industrial stuff, they want to have, you know, some data on some of this stuff if the right people ask questions. So, hang on, let me pop it out of here, and I'll show you what machine work we had to do to it. So it got we bored it. Well, actually, I drilled it and then I reamed it, and then we put a keyway in it. And I hated to, but the way these fins are made, because it's a casting, everything's got taper so they can get it out of the mold. And I'm gonna have to make some jaws to come in here and clamp it into lathe like that in the CNC so I can face it and do all that work. But I did it over here in the mill, and so I just took a face mill and I just wrote a little program and made the face mill, surfaced the whole back off, so it don't look as pretty as I'd like it to. But again, you ain't never gonna see it. It's gonna be in a blower housing. So, but like I say, it's good and true. It's balanced, and we're gonna pack it up and ship it off to them and see what they say. All right, I just thought that'd be interesting, something a little different. All right, see y'all on the next one.